How's it going, everyone? Want to cover a couple of things in this video. PlayStation Plus Premium has gotten a trial that I am rather impressed by in terms of how lengthy it is, and I think if you're gonna offer a trial for a lengthy RPG like this, make it a little bit lengthy as far as the trial is concerned as well. We'll talk all about that. On top of that, we have a couple updates on Unicorn Overlord. This was one of the sleeper titles of 2024 that I've been beating the drum of. Games Radar has some insight with the developer of that game, and we'll talk about that. The possibility of a sequel, and we'll talk that at the end of this video. But right off the bat, Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth has gotten not a 1 hour, not a 2 hour, not a 3 hour, not a 5 hour, not a 7 hour, a 10-hour trial for PlayStation Plus Premium members. Now, to be fair, Infinite Wealth is a gargantuan of a title that can take you 60, 70, 80, 100 plus hours to complete, depending on what difficulty you play it on, how quickly you go through the game, so on and so forth. If you really want to do everything in the game, man, over 100 hours easily. So offering a 10-hour trial, I actually quite like that. For a game like this, like, if you play 10 hours of it, you'll ultimately probably want to buy the game, and the 10-hour mark, I feel, is like when Infinite Wealth really gets going. Like, the initial portion of the game is a lot of setting the table for what the story would ultimately become, but I thought Infinite Wealth was a phenomenal game that I often said was really probably my personal favorite game of the year. Look, I loved Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I loved Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, Unicorn Overlord in the mix as well. Metaphor is a top tier title. Like, there's games like Fantasia Neo Dimension that I really, really enjoyed, but, you know, for me, I don't really like to meticulously break down what game is the best. It's just some games resonate with me more than others, and Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth is a game that absolutely was going to resonate with someone that had an affinity towards the characters already. I thought it was a love letter to those of you that have played the Kiryu titles, and then on top of that, seeing Ichiban's story continue. I mean, Ichiban is just a fantastic character, and hopefully with the next game, they'll develop it even more. There's a lot of avenues they can go with a game number 3 for Ichiban, but the game does have a Plus Premium trial. Again, 10 hours, try it out for yourself, but at the same time, like, Infinite Wealth is one of those interesting games where you're gonna play this game if you already played a lot of the other Yakuza titles. Like, this is one of those instances, and I've been trying to be more of the mindset that, hey, I'm gonna recommend a Legend of Heroes Trails Through Daybreak even if you didn't play the other Legend of Heroes titles, because, you know, it kicks off a new arc, and I would even say that for Yakuza Like a Dragon, you can start off with that game, but Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth is the direct sequel to Yakuza Like a Dragon. On top of that, Kiryu is returning as a primary main character, so the idea of going into Infinite Wealth blind without playing any of the other games, that's just something I absolutely have to push back on. Please do not do that. You're just gonna dilute the... At the very least, you gotta play Yakuza Like a Dragon, but ideally, you would like to play some of the Kiryu titles as well, with, you know, Kiryu being one of the main characters, and his story arc in this game is done really, really well. You should probably play Gaiden, the man who erased his name, but the game is on sale as well, 50% off for $35. You know, it's not the $25 that we could have gotten it for physically, but what can you do? On top of that, Yakuza Like a Dragon is on sale for $9.99 on the PlayStation Store. If you have yet to play that, you don't even have to worry about Infinite Wealth. Play that. It's its own contained story. Yeah, it would be beneficial if you played some of the other Yakuza titles, but that's a game you can play as a standalone title and still have a great time with. But Infinite Wealth, $35 plus premium trial of 10 hours. I think that's quite awesome to see that. You know, sometimes you'll see the plus premium trials that are like 45 minutes for Hogwarts Legacy, and I'm left scratching my head. It's just like, what are we doing here? 10 hours. I didn't think they had to go the route of offering a 10-hour trial, but you could have done a 5-hour trial, and I think that would have sufficed, but 10 hours is great to see. Now, at this point, the game is almost a year old. I am of the mindset that these trials should be available right when the game comes out, or even a little bit before, but I actually believe there were studies done that, I don't know why, they definitely think about doing this the way they do it. I don't agree with it, but they must have some data that reflects that, hey, these game trials don't actually lead towards initial sales of purchase in terms of when the game launches. It's more of something that reignites interest in a game after time, after that initial wave of interest, which is always going to be the highest weans off. But I don't know, that's just my theory. They gotta have more information than me as far as why they do it this way and not the way that I just outlined. Moving on from that, speaking of great 2024 titles, Unicorn Overlord, one of the most underrated games of 2024, done by Vanillaware, who their titles have a track record of being underrated, but Games Radar had an insightful interview with Takafumi Noma, first asking, does Vanillaware want or plan to do more with Unicorn Overlord? DLC, a sequel, dare we dream? Perhaps a spiritual successor? Now, the thing is, Vanillaware really hasn't done sequels in the past. Yes, there's been re-releases like Odin Sphere Left Tracer and Muramasa the Demon's Blade got like a PS Vita port, but we never got like a direct sequel out of any of those games. Dragon's Crown, Muramasa, Odin Sphere, 13 Sentinels, none of those games got a direct sequel, and I was never really expecting one with Unicorn Overlord, but there was a survey sent out, I believe, on people, on one of the questions was asked, would you like to see a sequel of the game? It was noted, we are profoundly grateful for the sheer number of players who have embraced our vision for a new strategy RPG. Many of these players have expressed a wish for DLC or a sequel to the game. While there are currently no plans for further development of this nature, I definitely wouldn't say no if it were up to me. It would be great if we could make this happen sometime down the line. And if you look at sales numbers for this game, while it's not like it did amazing numbers for the scale and the standard that Vanillaware have, like their games are never going to be multi-million copies sold and 5 million copies sold or anything like that, but over time, they do okay, and this game has done fairly well relative to Vanillaware expectations. As far as a PC port goes, once again, Noma said we do not have any plans for a PC version of this time, which is just jarring to me. There's gotta be something where Vanillaware directly, and I truly believe this has something against PC gaming, and this is something that is a bit of an archaic thought in Japanese game development. Like, you see a lot of the developers move their games onto PC, and they do very, very well on PC. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth's about to come out on Steam, and I think that game is going to do really well. And it's the quickest turnaround time a Final Fantasy title, a mainline title like that, has had to come to PC, and we see that market grow on PC. Unicorn Overlord came out on Xbox. On Xbox, it probably sold like 14 copies. On PC, it would at the very least sell 1,400 copies. I am confident on that, and in fact, I think the game would do rather well on PC. Again, relative to Vanillaware standards, I do think it is something where Vanillaware has some archaic methodology on why they don't want to release their games on PC. I truly believe that that's the case. There's no reason why Legend of Heroes is on PC and Unicorn Overlord is not. It's just absolutely jarring to me. And again, you're talking about a studio that talks about their financial woes and sales numbers, you know, not being amazing. While Unicorn Overlord did fairly well relative to Vanillaware titles, it could do even better, and that PC gaming market is just growing and growing. That's why Square Enix is releasing all their games on PC now as well, and FF7 Rebirth is having such a quick turnaround. I don't know what it is, what the reasoning is that Vanillaware or whoever's involved in Vanillaware, what they have against PC gaming. I eventually expect that'll turn around. It might take a while, it might take a decade, but ultimately, they do usually come around. And like every Japanese title is pretty much released on PC, or the majority of them, this is the one developer that you just don't see their games on PC and Steam. Vanillaware, that is. 13 Sentinels wasn't available, Odin Sphere not available, Dragon's Crown not available, Muramasa obviously not available. All of these games are emulatable on PC, but you get the idea. It's just a little interesting to me, but maybe we'll see a sequel down the line, hopefully. That'll come to fruition, and if not, whatever Vanillaware decides to release next, I'm sure we'll have a lot of interest. And the thing about Vanillaware, they've been doing a really good job of upping their storytelling game as well. 13 Sentinels and Unicorn Overlord both, I thought, were a huge step up. Like, not to say that the other games were bad narratively, but Unicorn Overlord and especially 13 Sentinels was a time travel story, which that is an incredibly difficult story to execute, but they did a really, really good job with that, so kudos to them for that. And Unicorn Overlord, if you've yet to check it out, game's on sale right now, I believe, on the PlayStation Store. Goes on sale physically. It was on sale for 30 bucks. I don't know if that's still available on Amazon, but if you get it for that price point, definitely well worth it. But that is going to do it for me. Again, Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth gets a 10-hour trial. Hopefully we see more trials at this level for Plus Premium, because let's be real, Plus Premium at this point, outside of, you know, classics getting updated every now and again, and not even to the level I'd like to see, the trials have left a lot to be desired, so this is a step in the right direction. Unicorn Overlord, potential on a sequel, I wouldn't say that it's super, super likely, but we'll see how that turns out, and whatever Vanillaware does next, y'all should definitely have a lock on that. That'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts thoughts in the comment section down below. Sound off there, thank you for watching, and goodbye.
Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.